All right, so it looks like we are live. All right, fantastic. All right, so hey everybody. I think there's a few people waiting for the chat, which is great. Decided to kind of just do a live chat out of nowhere and just catch up with everyone. I've been gone for a while. I've been a little sick, sickety sick. Still a little sick, congested, and feeling overall like shit, but doing pretty good. So let's see who's on. So far, we got Mateo. Hello, sir. KS, what's up, buddy? And of course, D Gas, going on, buddy, up in Massachusetts, or is it Rhode Island, Dave? I can't remember. Rhode Island or Mass? I think it's Rhode Island because I think, yeah, I think it's Rhode Island. But so yeah, just gonna kind of fill everybody in, see what's going on with all of you, and if you have any questions or if you guys want to talk about anything specific, that's cool. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be on, but I plan on just kind of BSing for a little while and just saying hello to everybody. You might see me wheezing a little bit here still, trying to cough up this junk. No problem, Mateo. Go get yourself a nice 6-pack while you're there. Have a couple of beers. It's Friday night. But one of the things that I actually wanted to show you guys is this thing right here. That's the, I don't know if I can get that. It might be a little bit too bright, but this thing I just got from eBay. This is from NDZ Performance, and it's a little like pinky extension on the shield, and I love it. It's absolutely perfect. I mean, it just makes the shield even a better handgun than it really was. So definitely like it. It has like the little cutouts, the little bevels in there to be able to rip the mag if you have to. So they did a nice job, and I think it cost me $17 or $18 on eBay. So great job. They have a website. Definitely check them out because they make a lot of stuff for, especially Glocks, but also for the shield. So it's definitely pretty cool. So Dave says he's in Massachusetts and he works in Rhode Island, so that's cool. And then KS is calling me a slacker. You're right, I am a huge slacker. That's right. And then Silver Cloud Mud Pounder, what's up? 76. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in a while, actually. But I'm glad you're all doing well. Range Randy's here. Gerald is here. How you doing, buddy? V-Borg, what's up? Big J. Yeah, I'm not feeling like a pumpkin, that's for sure. Let's see. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base, see what's going on. As you guys know, there's not a lot of going on in the gun market right now that intrigues me, so to speak. So there hasn't been anything really new down the pipeline. I mean, there's a couple of older guns that have been out a while that I'm looking at, but nothing that has really just been crazy awesome, and right now I'm waiting for the mythical 19X. So hopefully in a couple of weeks that'll be here, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Who knows? Let's see. The Uncharted Trucker saying he held a 380EZ the other day. It is definitely unique. It certainly is. Not a big fan of that grip safety, but it is not a bad pistol. I know that there's been a lot of that back and forth going on with the P365. I know that's also still a hot topic. At some point, I'd like to see that disappear, to be honest with you. Again, I'm getting a little bit P365'd out. Big J is still making fun of my beautiful face. I appreciate that. Let's see. KS is asking about the S9A1. Honestly, I had one. It's a fantastic gun. I believe I told someone just recently that if I had to pick my 2 top double stack subcompacts, I would definitely pick the Steyr S9. Great handgun, shoots great. It's just like the M9, only smaller. And I know this is going to wrinkle some feathers or ruffle some feathers here, but I actually like that XD Mod 2 subcompact. I really do. And I know that a lot of people are cringing right now, but it's awesome. I love it. What's going on, Sandpaper? How you doing, buddy? So he's saying the S9 or the Mod 2. Well, you're going to get your Springfield haters who say definitely not the Mod 2. The S9, you can't go wrong with it either way. I mean, it's a baby Steyr. It's fantastic. So it's up to you. I think you'll find more aftermarket stuff for the XD, but that's going to be your call there, pal. KS is asking, who was I telling? I told your mother. Let's see. Yeah, the Uncharted Trucker saying Balding Curious just clickbaited problems with the P365. Well, it is problematic when it eats that much ammo. So technically, I don't know if it was clickbait, because that's a problem when you have no more ammo. I agree with him. D-Gas saying, your opinion on Springfield XT Mod 2 service pistol. I had one. I love it. I loved it. Ergonomically, it's fantastic. You know, I know a lot of people sit there and say that the bore axis is riding high, but it's not anywhere as near high as a SIG 320. Shoots flat. It's reliable. It's got a good track record. If you can, and a lot of people say, oh, don't get it because it's Springfield. But I mean, you know, I think Springfield is trying to reinvent themselves, so to speak, and I think they're doing a good job with that. You know, if you read the paper, you know what I'm talking about. And you know, sometimes you kind of have to take a second look at it if they're willing to make amends for what they did wrong initially. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the service pistol is fantastic. You know, I've been looking at those also. I've been looking at the ones with the gray frames, and I really like them. So those are on my radar right now. Let's see. Gerald is saying he thinks he's going to pick up the Smith & Wesson EZ. Hope they get the mag issue fixed. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times when they push these guns, you know, you're going to get these little inherent problems with them. I think the one that the 365 is having is a pretty severe problem. You know, it definitely is an issue with reliability. And the weird thing is you're getting some that are just absolute garbage and then some that are no problems, problem free. So I think quality control needs to be looked at, because if they're pushing out some from the factory with those issues, and then some that don't, then you got to think about, well, what's the problem? Is it the machining? Is it the parts, or is it maybe just the QC? I don't know. Thank you, Stephen. I feel a little bit better. I'm actually able to walk around and have conversations a long time. I'll tell you, man, whatever this was, I hope you guys don't get it, because it just attacks your lungs, and it's difficult because you want to just be able to you know, lay down, and you can't because it just pours into your lungs. Pistol Pete saying Patrick Kelly just did an out of the box with the L9. I saw that. Awesome. Finally, you know, I really like Patrick Kelly's channel. I think he does great stuff, because I like watching him take a gun and just running it out of the box, no cleaning, no lubing, nothing. So I like his channel. I think it's great. All right. I got $2. $1.99. That's going to my gun kitty, because I have no money and I need to buy a new gun. So I am now $1.99 still in the hole. Let's see. Yeah, he's definitely a shooter. Great shooter. You know, I actually left a few comments. And another thing that's cool about him is he's got a lot of subs, but he also responds. And I like that. I appreciate that, because you don't get that very often. I mean, a lot of the bigger channels kind of, you know, unless you're a big to-do, they don't really talk to you either. And he always does. So kudos to him. I like his channel. He's got good stuff. Harry, what's going on, man? I appreciate you showing up here. Like I said, it was impromptu, and it's not going to be very long, guys. I'll be honest with you. So there's my holster, Harry. Great stuff, buddy. Fits like a charm. I love it. It's fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, and I know that Patrick Kelly was saying the sights were an issue. So I said to him, you know, I've put thousands of rounds through Steyrs, and it becomes very natural. But, you know, he's got, I mean, probably tens of thousands of hours at the range and shooting. So he was explaining that's a big adjustment for him, which is understandable. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Gerald is saying KS is having an issue last round. Got a stovepipe with the bullet standing straight up. Seems to be a weak spring. I'm assuming that's with the P365. I'm not sure. I may have missed that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, I don't hate a lot of guns, and I don't hate people for liking certain guns, but I just am kind of baffled by the 365. I know a lot of people say, well, it's the mag capacity, but I mean, honestly, the shield is just, this gun is friggin' awesome. I mean, it's just everything you want it to be. It's not small. It's not too small, so it's very manageable at the range. It's shootable, which I like. And again, I have no experience with 365, but I just think the shield does everything right. And it's a lot cheaper, and the mags are cheaper, and there's a bigger aftermarket for it. But, you know, for those of you who have the P365, man, I hope it works for you guys. I really do. And Harry is saying, hope I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm all right. You know, I still feel kind of crappy, but I figured why not? Let me shoot the crap with the boys and the gals and see what's going on with everybody. Let's see. Oh, with the Smith & Wesson 380. All right, Gerald, now I get you. CW Hunter is asking what mag base plate is that on the Shield. I actually got this off of eBay, and this is from NDZ Performance. That's Nancy Delta Zulu Performance, and you can get them on eBay. That thing cost me like $18, and it's got the little the Spartan mask with the American flag. I don't know. I feel more tactical now that I have it. So, but yeah, I mean, it actually just is perfect. It's got the perfect amount of space. Still very concealable. So I love it. So the base plate works really well. Very happy with it. Let's see. Yeah, Armsman, I'm back. And honestly, I'm doing a live check because I don't really have any new stuff coming. I'll be honest with you. It's been pretty slow trying to figure out if there's anything I want to part ways with. And I think I have something on my radar that I'm going to actually get rid of because I'm not real happy with its overall performance, comparatively speaking to a lot of the other guns I have. But I'm not telling you what that is yet because I think I'm going to make a video on it. I'm not sure. So D Gas is asking whatever happened to Nolan. I'm not really certain what happened with Nolan. I just want, I just wish him well, and I hope everything's okay. And hopefully he'll make us come back on YouTube and we'll see him again because he's a great guy. But hopefully everything's all right. And if not, say a little prayer for him, man. I think it'll hurt. Let's see. Uncharted Trucker saying if Smith & Wesson Shield was a rocket launcher, then it would be everything I'd want. Yeah, that is true. I'd want it to be a laser, laser pistol. I think that's what I would want. Not a rocket launcher, but lasers. Let's see. Brent Ellis had a sale recently on the M2.0 with red laser, $289. Wow, really? Holy cow. That was for Shield 2.0? And it was probably the red laser because I know the red lasers, they're a little cheaper than the green ones. That's pretty awesome. That's a great price, man. So that's really about it. I mean, what have I been carrying recently? Well, I've been carrying this damn thing recently because Harry got me hooked on this whole appendix style thing with Big Johnson. And so I've been carrying it. It's actually really comfortable, and I think it works pretty well. It's comfortable. It's got that little wedge here, which I think makes a lot of difference too. It just sits really flat against the body. So I've been very, very pleased with it. Surprisingly pleased by it. So, and I think Harry's got another little surprise coming to me, which I can't wait to see it. I think that's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, Gerald, I would definitely recommend it. I think that wedge if you have the claw, like I said in the video, I think it really offsets it perfectly because you got the claw that's kind of resisting this way, but then you got kind of that wedge that's pushing it the other way. So you got these opposite forces that are just really sitting where it needs to be, and I think it just eats up a lot of that grip. Again, the gun is pretty small to begin with, so it may just be because it's a smaller gun, but we're going to test that theory out soon. At least I hope so. Let's see. And I do apologize for coughing, guys. My bad. Let's see. Yeah, if you got the claw, try that wedge, and I think it'll work out for you. I think you'll like it, and it doesn't dig in you. It's not really big and bulky. I mean, it looks sort of big and bulky, but it just kind of sits in the right spot. And depending where you're carrying your appendix, I kind of use that my front belt loop to really be kind of the landmark of where I'm going to put the clip. So you can put it on the left side of that belt loop, and it just sits really well, at least for me. I know everybody's different. Let's see. Armsman is asking any opinions on the APX Compact or Centurion. Well, I know that KS Gun Guy made a video on the APX Compact. I know he likes it. Me personally, I still think the gun is so ugly that I can't buy it. I just can't. I don't know why. The Apex Compact, for me, like I said, double stacks, I would only go with two. I've owned Glock 26s, and I know a lot of you are fans of those, but I really like the Mod 2s, and I really like the Steyr S9. The Centurion, I think, is more or less the size of a Glock 19, I think. And if I was going to go with something that size, I would actually just get a Glock 19, to be honest with you. Plus, I already have the M&P 2.0 Compact, so it doesn't really fit in with what I want. And honestly, I got to kind of be picky and choosy. self-funding and all. And then KS Gun Guy is now self-promoting himself. He says, watch his video on the APX. Harry's asking me if I played my SKS. Actually, I have not yet, but I am going to be taking that out probably in 3 weeks, because in 3 weeks I have a week off. So I plan on taking it and running it a little bit, because I do have the Bushnell red dot, and then I have the Sight Mark 3 times magnifier. So I plan on using that setup and seeing how I like it, because I really don't want to buy a scope. And if anybody has a scope that they don't want, that's not a piece of crap, you can certainly send it to me. But I don't have a really good scope for it. And so I'm going to use that, see how it works. And I can't wait to shoot it, man. It's going to rock. Plus, I'm going to do a review on the rail I have for it, which I think is going to make all the difference in the world. Because if you guys are familiar with the SKSs, a lot of the problem is when you get the rail system on there, because you have to kind of put it onto the now I'm forgetting. Jesus. I can't remember what the hell the word is called. But anyway, when you connect the rail to the SKS, a lot of times it has trouble holding zero because there's a lot of movement. With this rail from Matador Arms, it actually connects to the rear and to the front. So it's hopefully going to maintain zero. So I'm going to probably do some sort of review on that. And KS is taking his $1.99 back. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It could be my Happy Meal money. Yeah, I feel a little better. My voice, it's funny because the past week, my voice went down like 3 octaves. So I sounded like Barry White. So I was sitting there going, hello, ladies, and my wife loved it. She thought she was with another guy. So, I mean, that was perfect. Big John saying duct tape a magnifying glass to it. No, I'm going to try to do it so that it's done right, because I have a lot of faith in that SKS. I still think that's a great platform. Highly underrated because of all the modern rifles, but still, in my opinion, it's just a good gun. Let's see. Mateo saying, I like the mounts that allow you to put a red dot on like a scout scope. And the cool thing about that Matador Arms, what's the word? I'm a little medicated, guys. I'm not going to lie. But the cool thing about that's the mount or the rail that you put on there is that it extends very far forward. So you can get a very, very long eye relief on there, which is awesome. And because I like running a scout type rifle, it works best for my eye. I just like that. So that's something, if you guys have SKSs, you may want to look into it. The Matador Arms rail. It's excellent. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass putting it on, because depending on the rifle, because you guys know the SKSs, there's nothing standard. I mean, you can go to a Norinco and it'd be put differently together than a Yugo, and even the Yugos are different altogether. So it's kind of a mess. So there is a little bit of fitting that has to go on there. And it was a bit of a bitch, but I got it done. So I'm very happy about it. Yeah, the Uncharted trucker saying he has many scopes for me, but they are definitely crap. Yeah, I think I'll pass. But I appreciate the generous offer, sir. Yeah, the SKS area, you're absolutely right, especially in a band state. You can't go wrong. That's why even with the Ruger Minis, I know a lot of people give it crap, but again, if you get the more modernized Ruger Mini with that thickened barrel, it actually shoots really well, and it's very reliable. And I look at it from the standpoint of you're still getting a really good rifle. It's a carryable rifle, and it shoots a good caliber. So the SKS, you can't go wrong, or the Ruger Mini, but that's just my opinion. And if I could get Fight Light to actually talk to me, and if you guys want to help me on that, feel free to email them and tell them to send me a rifle to test, since they keep posting the idea that they sell, New York type rifles. I want one, but I'm not paying the price for it. So if they want to send me one, I'll send it back to them. I just want to run it and see how well it does. So feel free to contact them in my behalf, guys. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, the Saiga unconverted. I know a lot of you say Sega, but it's pronounced Saiga. So the Saiga unconverted is great. But if you can find them, I mean, they're banned. They don't import them anymore. And the ones you do find that have not been converted, they're asking like ridiculous money. I actually had an unconverted one years ago, and I think I paid $400 for it. And like an asshole, I sold it. So, yeah. And Harry's saying they barely communicate with anyone. Yeah, I've reached out to him several times, but again, guys, I don't expect anybody to send me anything. I just don't have that presence, I guess, on YouTube, and I don't have the personality, I guess, either. So, but I figured if I'm living in New York and you're trying to peddle your rifles in New York, man, give me the shot. Let me take a look at it. Let me take it apart and see what it's all about. But unfortunately, they don't. So that sucks. Let's see. Yeah, the Sega Gain System. I had one of those too. So, been working like a dog. I've been working a lot of hours. Actually, I just worked tonight and I didn't get home till like 9:30. So that's when I said, I'm just gonna do a live stream and see what's going on. Um, I'll tell you what, Big J, I'll take your Saiga off your hands. Give me your Saiga, damn it. A VZ58. Honestly, Harry, I'd have to look up to see what the hell that even is. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I know you can get I was also looking at a Vepr, Molat Vepr, but it was a Frontier, I think it was called. So those are actually pretty cool because they're basically like an AK, but they don't look like an AK at all. Any new guns for 17 cents? No, it's kind of dry right now. I'll be honest with you, Mateo. I have a 19X on the way. Super excited to get that. But it's still in New York prison, so I can't seem to get it just yet. I know it went to the judge, and supposedly it's one of the faster judges. So maybe by the time December rolls around, I'll have it. So hopefully soon. And then I also have Rock Island Armory. At some point is going to be sending me another one of their guns, which is pretty awesome of them. I appreciate that, and I'll do a review on that. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. Not a 1911, but I'm sure you guys can figure that out. And then I'm thinking of trying to hit them up for a 10 millimeter 1911. That's one of the guns I've been looking at too. Because I'm not a fan of 1911s, you guys know, but I'm not opposed to giving it another go around, so to speak. But I want to try 10 millimeter. That's one of my objectives this summer is to shoot a 10 millimeter. Let's see. All right, if he wants to sell it to me for 300, sold. Big Johnson, I'll send you that check in the mail tomorrow. Let's see. Mateo, it is the map. It is. And I like it. It's like an EAA. It's a Tenfoglio. It's a CZ. I mean, it's all wrapped in one. But I definitely want to try it out and take a look at it. Steve is saying Glock. Yeah, it's funny. I'm actually going back to Glock again. God, I can't stand Glock. It's like the gun I want to hate, but I love. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna give you a preview of what I'm actually going to be getting rid of. I think you guys will be very interested to see what I've decided to move on from, and it's this guy right here. That's right. It is the CZP-10C. Not going to get into it too much as to why, but I am not convinced that P10C is as good as everyone makes it out to be. Again, I know a lot of you have no problems with them, but I've owned 3 of them, and 2 of the 3 have been nothing but problematic. And honestly, it's not a gun that I carry. I mean, I do not carry this gun because I do not trust it. And that's problematic for me because I do not want to keep this in my safe just sitting there. If I can't carry it, it's got to go. KS is going to send me his APX. Send it to me, man. I'll shoot it. And then I'll send it back to you like 5 years later because you know how long it takes. But I also need magazines for them, so you couldn't send them with them. But, well, you can figure that out. Harry's saying my luck with the P10. Yeah, you know what it is? My luck with you're absolutely right, Harry. My luck with the P10 has been really bad. I had the first one, which was a black one, and it just felt like a piece of crap in my hand, rattling everywhere. The trigger was junk. I got the second FDE one. I had to send that back, or I should say the first FDE one. I had to send that back for repair. They fixed it. It worked well, no issues, but I wound up selling it to buy this one, which had the night sights and everything else. And, I have to be honest with you. It's not a consistent problem with the gun, but it's happened enough times to sit there and make me question what is the deal with this gun. And a lot of people might say, well, maybe it's the striker spring, maybe it's the recoil spring and the guide rod and the trigger. And I'm going to tell you, even in stock form, this gun was giving me problems. And it's not every 20 rounds, not every 100 rounds. It's random and it's very sporadic, but it's enough for me to sit there and say, maybe not, maybe not. Hey, KS, they come with 10-round mags standard? I did not know that. Okay, well, then send it to me. That's funny. So let's see. Mateo's saying he bought a polymer 80 frame. Should have the slide by end of the month. That's cool. Yeah, I've been looking, because one of the things about YouTube is, because I don't have this jazzy personality and I don't, have 4 billion people subscribing me. I'm trying to reach out to people again to see if I can get some things that I can review and just really use. And I've been looking for a place to send me a barrel, any one of those. Like, there's just a bunch of people who make barrels, for the Shield, because I've just absolutely fallen in love with this gun. And the crazy thing is, I've fallen in love with the gun because of this friggin' thing right here. Once I put that pinky extension on there, this gun is like, it actually just feels different in my hand because of that. And it's probably me, it's not the gun, but it definitely just makes the gun feel even better. So I'm looking at maybe trying to get a barrel for it. So if any of you have any connections at all to people who make barrels for the Smith & Wesson that look cool and, or maybe better barrels, I'd love to know, because I'm trying to do that. Just like little stuff, see if anybody wants to go and, try with my channel. So we'll see how it plays out. Let's see. CW Hunter is saying that, let's see. I had a Rami for a while, but had to get rid of it because the magazines rattled really bad for a carry gun. No bueno. Yeah, I can understand that. And then Harry is saying consistent problems can be fixed, and you're absolutely right, because then you can diagnose it. The problem is that when it's inconsistent, you don't know what the hell is causing it. And I think that's my big problem. Plus the fact that, when I bought the gun, I bought it to carry it. And I just don't have the confidence in it to carry it. And I'm sure I'll get some crap for it saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Look, it's my gun. I have put over 2,000 rounds through this gun, and this gun has given me consistent problems, or I should say inconsistently consistent problems. So it is what it is. Some guns run, some guns don't. Let's see. Mateo got the 19 frame. That's cool. Let's see. Thank you. I know Smith & Wesson make barrels for the Shield, you jackass. Let's see. I'm looking for cool barrels. I want one that shines and glistens like my forehead. That's what I want. I want something that's snazzy, that when I pull out my Shield and I show people, they're like, oh my God, look at that barrel. Let's see. CW rattle is easily fixed. I had the issue with a few of my CZs. Yeah, the rattle in the magazine is usually a round issue. It's like when you put all the rounds in the magazine, you have that one round that rattles. And sometimes it has something to do with the actual spring inside the magazine. At least that's what happened with me. And then, it happens every once in a while. And honestly, all I do is smack the mag and it stops. So let's see. Big Johnson saying Krylon, your stock barrel. Yeah, I hear that works well. I hear it's really good for the, to reduce friction and stuff. Yeah, the armsman was saying the 19X didn't like it until he handled one. I handle it and I actually like it, but the funny thing about the Glocks are that I like the Glock 17 grip. It just sits in the hand better than the 19 grip. But, I was a little leery of it. And then my local gun shop got one in. So he said, hey, man, why don't you just come down and take a look at it? And he hates Glocks. And he said to me, this would be the only Glock he would ever buy. So that got me kind of curious and interested. And when I went down there and I took it out of that beautiful looking shit brown box and and then I looked at that beautiful shit brown color, I said, I got to have it. So, yep. So I'm just waiting for the go ahead, waiting for my little golden ticket to go pick it up. Let's see. Yeah. Gerald is saying he has some barrels, but he had to pay for them. Yeah, I pay for a lot too. I'm getting kind of tired of paying for everything. Kind Kind of sucks. I want things for free, damn it. Let's see. Difference between the 19 and the 19X. Well, the Glock 19 has a shorter grip, which would be considered the standard 19 size grip and the standard 19 size slide. The 19X has an actual longer grip, which would be the standard size Glock 17 grip with the 19 slide on it. So you get the short slide with the long grip. So that's the difference. Hopefully that helped you. Let's see. Yeah, and it's kind of funny. One of the things also about the CZs is that I'm actually getting sick of all the striker fired guns. Like I want to kind of go back to the hammer fired gun a little bit. I mean, you guys know I got the three compact CZs. I got the PCR and the two PO1s, and I love all three of those. They're definitely, like I've said in the past, my favorite of all CZs that I've ever owned. I just think they carry well, they handle well, they shoot excellently. All three of them, I put in that $18 spring kit from Cajun Gunworks. It's a quick 10-minute thing, not even 10 minutes, like 5 minutes. And you reduce your hammer pull by about 1 pound to 2 pounds on each end. So it's actually really good. Let's see. It's tactical brown. I like to call it doo-doo brown, but it looks cool. I mean, I like it. I don't care. It looks nice. I just can't wait to shoot it. I want to shoot it and see how it shoots. Mateo's saying he wants another PO1 non-Omega. I tell you, man, I love that non-Omega PO1, guys. I think it's fantastic. I'm glad I got one again. And I'm glad I got the Omega too, because they're both excellent handguns. So Gerald is saying he had them coated and engraved, which was cheaper. Yeah, the barrels are expensive. I was looking at a few companies and they're like asking 200 plus for them. So the likelihood of me ever getting one is pretty much zero. But, it was a nice attempt. Got to give me at least an A for trying. Let's see. KS is rubbing it in that he saw PO1 Omega, knowing that Harry wants one very badly. Big John's saying the PO9. I know Fu Master Chu just put up his video on the Phantom. Love the Phantom. I like that gun better than the PO9, but that's, it's always about preference, personal preference, guys. That's all it is. Let's see. Mile High, skip the PO1 Omega for the PO9. Yeah, man, it's whatever floats your boat. I mean, I had a PO9. It was a nice gun, but I don't know. The ergos weren't that great for me. I like the PO7, but I think the Phantom just has better ergonomics. It's like basically a CZ75. Yeah, I sold my original PO1 years ago, and as soon as I sold it, I said I shouldn't have sold it. And then when I grabbed one, as soon as I saw it, I grabbed it. So there's a place called, and if you're interested, Mateo, there's a place called Oak Hill Guns. They're out of Pennsylvania, and they usually have a lot of PO1s over there. Not Omegas, but the regular ones. So you might want to check that out. Oak Hill Guns. Harry's got his new agenda. He wants to buy apparently a few larger guns besides the Omega. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I mean, let's see what. There's my my original PO1. Love it. Lock grips, fantastic. It's got the reduced hammer spring on there, and it's just great. It's fantastic. I love this gun. Absolutely love it. Yeah, check them out. I mean, the prices are fairly reasonable, Mateo. They're actually really good in my opinion, and that's where I got that one from. I actually had the PCR from them too, and I love the PCR also, guys. So if you're not convinced, I would try it only because the PCR is very hard to find. It is a difficult gun to find in the first place. So if you find one, you should scoop it up because you're probably not going to find them for long because people like them and they want them because they don't have the rail. So it sort of reduces a little bit of the weight up front and you can feel it, but it still shoots really well. And I haven't even shot this damn gun yet. I got to shoot this thing. But I put the, the spring kit in here as well. And you just feel an automatic reduction in the tension between the trigger and the hammer. And it just works really well. But again, one guy's opinion. And then, of course, the Omega. which is just really, it's a fantastic gun. Again, lock grips, guys, love them. But yeah, I mean, I love all my compact CZs. They're just fantastic guns. Fantastic guns. Let's see. There we go. Drop my hammer on that one. Drop my hammer on that one. All right. Let's see. Show Just was saying he sold his PPS M2 today because I just hated the trigger, yet everyone says it's fine. You know, I get that, man, because I had 2 PPS M2s, and the trigger's good. It's not anything, in my opinion, special. You know, it's not a bad gun. I like it, and you know, at some point maybe I'll kind of get one again. But you know, I like I said, the shield to me is still the king, and I'll keep my shield for a long time. Pistol Pete, yeah, the grips are excellent. Like I said, if any of you guys are looking for excellent grips for firearms that need grips, definitely check out Lock Grips, LOK Grips. He does a fantastic job. His product is evolving every year and every month. He just makes great stuff. And I know a lot of people on the panel here or on the side chat have a lot of experience with them as I do. And he's just great guy to work with. And he just is just, in my opinion, awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Mateo's saying if you mod the 10-round mags, they load up to 12. Yep. And KS, I don't know if you still have your M9, but you can use your M9 mags also. And I think you have the +2 on those, right? See you later, Big Johnson. And like I said, I'll be on like maybe 15 more minutes, fellas, and then we'll call it a night. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said before, I think the shield right now I've been carrying a lot because I'm digging that appendix stuff. Probably switch it around next week a little bit. I don't really know what I'm going to carry next week. I guess that's a good problem to have. So let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's been going on lately. I know Coda Boy just put out that video about, you know, the guy who I forget what the name of the farm was, but I guess he was charged with 12 felonies for actually complying with California state law. So stupid. It's just so stupid. I mean, it's unbelievable, the stuff that goes on. And I know there were some other things in New York going on here right now. You know, right now locally we have a petition going around for people to sign to allow the local sheriff to actually sign off on amendments for your gun card, so we don't have to wait these ridiculous waits. New York is trying to get passed through their Senate to have judges determine whether or not somebody's a threat, and if they're a threat, remove their guns without any due process, which is a huge problem. Huge problem. I mean, that's, in other words, you can go somewhere. Let's say, for example, you have a girlfriend, and you know sometimes relationships don't work, and you decide to break up, but she's a jealous ex-girlfriend, and she calls the police, and she says, "Yeah, he's a threat. He threatened me, blah blah blah," and it may never have happened. Well, now a judge has the ability to strip you of your firearms and then give you your day in court, and that to me is just craziness. But you know, welcome to the Northeast, baby. Yes, Locke does make grips for 1911s. That's an absolute. He makes them for Berettas, CZ, 1911s. As far as I know, he does. I'm pretty sure he does. Pretty sure he does. So, yeah, definitely check him out. You know, and if you email him and you contact him directly, and you have something you want done, he'll say whether or not he can do it. And like I said, he makes great stuff. Makes great stuff. And I'll be honest with you, you know, I hit 5,000 subs a while ago, and I made a video on my phone, and then I decided never to upload it because you know, I was like, whatever. I mean, 5,000, big deal. I mean, I appreciate everybody who subs, but it's like, I'm not, you know, I don't do giveaways. I'm sure nobody wants to hear me say 5,000 subs. But one of the things I was saying was that at the beginning of this channel, when I created the channel, one of the first people to actually send me something was Lock Grips. And to me, that's just awesome. You know, he had no reason to, but he did anyway. And now he's just getting huge. He's getting big time. And I appreciate everything he does. Let's see. Yeah, these red flag deals are ridiculous. You're absolutely right. Let's see. Emmanuel saying, I moved out of New York City, Brooklyn, where I love because liberal. Yeah, well, it's not better upstate either, man. You know, it's not just, I mean, the city's worse, but it's everywhere in the state because the state has just been overrun. You know, that's a whole nother discussion. Yeah. Gerald's saying he can't even get to 400 subs. Just got to keep plowing, man. Keep doing stuff. You know, I'm not the guy to ask for advice. You know, I think one of the things that helps a lot of times for just kind of like improving the channel overall is image quality and, you know, sound. I think sound goes a long way. That's why I have this. Well, I know what you guys think of it, but I think sound plays a role, lighting, and when you're doing videos, you know, but everybody's different, Gerald, man. You do what you do, buddy, and just keep doing it. Yeah, and then Steve is saying Bakersfield, California is where that guy lives. Yep. Yep. And I guess he was he's like I think they're the largest I can't remember if it was like the largest potato supplier in America or something like that. And so he actually went in to register everything the way they're supposed to, and then they charged him with 12 felonies. And it's just ridiculous. So it's like, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to register them, or do you want to just charge us with crimes that aren't really crimes? I mean, it's just, but California, man, that place is just a mess. And my concern is that New York is following suit because we got a governor's election coming up, and you know Cuomo is pandering hard, and it's pathetic. Thank you, Mile High. Appreciate that. It is a great mic. I kind of miss my old one, but that damn thing kept shutting off on live chats, and that's why I wound up getting rid of it and then replacing it with this one. But I'm not sure about the sound on this one, only because it doesn't go up high enough sometimes. So when I work the videos, I have to edit the sound a little bit and turn it up so that you guys can hear it. Let's see. Dave is saying in Massachusetts, having to carry a license, I could just walk in, buy a gun, and take it home. If you could do the same, do you think you would? Oh my God, if I could, that's a no-brainer, Dave. If I could do that, I'd be in so much trouble with my wife. It wouldn't even be funny, because that's one of the things that a lot of the local businesses are bitching about, because the wait is just crazy. It's crazy because before it was like that. Before I could go and buy my gun, and then I'd have to go back to the sheriff's office, but they'd sign the paperwork, give you the green little coupon that day, and then you can just go back to the gun shop and pick it up. But now it's just it's ridiculous. It's absolutely not that anymore. So now you're getting like 3-week waits, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. It just depends on who the judge is. So it's ridiculous. And yes, Emmanuel, you're correct. Cuomo is an asshole. Period. He's just an asshole. Really is. Corrupt asshole, by the way. And you can quote me on that. So yeah, I mean, it's I think that does take away a lot from buying new guns, because you have that weight. And for me, like right now, the 19X, it's been sitting in the gun shop now, I think for about 2 weeks, and I can't pick it up. And it drives me insane, because, you know, when you're trying to push videos, and I don't do the guns just for the videos. I like owning them, and I like shooting them, and I like carrying them. But, you know, for my channel to be consistent, it's very difficult. And that's why I always said, even for me, to reach 5,000 subscribers for a channel that is in New York State, to me, that's a more major accomplishment than a channel that resides in Texas. No offense to anybody, not even Big Johnson, but I'm just using that as an example. When you're living in a gun-friendly state where it's easier to get your handguns or whatever else is you're looking for, to me, those channels have an absolute opportunity to blow up. But when you're in a gun state like New York, where everything is very, very, you know, conservative in regards to guns, and that's the ironic part, very conservative by the liberals, it makes it unbearable, and my channel kind of drives to a halt sometimes. So, you know, And I mean, is this a business for me? It's not. I mean, I make like a dollar a day, maybe. I think it's about a dollar a day is what I make. About a buck a day doing this. But it sucks. It definitely sucks. It definitely sucks. Oh yeah. If Eric Holder runs for president, he's not winning. KS is saying F me. Why are you saying that? Why would you why would you give me the finger? I'm banning you, you bastard. Harry is saying it's worse for new buyers. They might not even buy due to the hassle. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, Harry, because it's like anything else. You know, if you want to get a gun, even if it's like a 3 month wait, you're still going to want that gun because it's that new toy thing. And I'm not calling guns toys, so don't ever. It's just I think it's like anything else. Like for me, I got plenty of guns, Harry. I don't need any more. But at the same time, I'll still wait those 3 weeks just to get something new. And I think for the new gun buyer, that curiosity and that rush to get it, I think is even more powerful than somebody who has plenty of guns. And then Mile High is saying it's nice to live in a free state. However, Colorado is getting slowly overrun by leftists. Oh, I just had a spit bubble come out. Yeah, I agree. And what you're doing is they're purposely redistricting a lot of areas so they make it blue instead of red, and then you can see them attack everything else. Dave, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was pretty stoked, man, when I hit 5,000 because I don't know how. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't know how. I don't know how it happened. But it's pretty cool, man. I mean, it is. It's fun, and I like doing it, man. I do. I like doing the videos. I like talking. For me, this is a hobby. It kind of takes away a lot of the stress in my life, and it's cool. Tugboat saying all depends on the judge. You're absolutely right. Right now, the judges have an awful lot of power determining what the gun laws are and how they're enforced. And what's crazy is there's no uniform policy in New York. You go from county to county, and there are different rules. So it makes 0 sense. 0 sense. But I'm still gonna buy guns, just maybe a little bit slower this time. But like I said, a lot of it deals with financing too. I can't just go out and buy any gun I want. I've got to pace myself, so to speak. Mateo saying he wants to get more med classes in and a rifle class. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Do you mean medic classes, Mateo? uh, saying Judge Freehill wait is about a week. Hey, Tugboat, just curiosity, what county are you talking about? I'm assuming you're from New York. I don't know. Yeah, it is ridiculous, but I mean, it could be worse. I want to ask you guys a question. Tell me what you think, because a lot of times I get videos on people bashing me because I can only have 10 round magazines in New York State, so they start like calling me anti-American or I don't know some bullshit. And one of the questions I have, I want to do a video on, do you really need to have 16 rounds in a magazine? Because I don't know about you, but if I, God forbid, have to pull my gun and shoot someone, if I need more than the 30 rounds I'm carrying, because I carry three magazines, so it's 31 rounds, but 3 magazines, 10 rounds apiece. If I need more than that, I'm in a big problem. I have a huge problem, and I take so much crap from people giving me nonsense about, oh, you shouldn't follow those laws and all this other crap. Okay, yeah, so let me go to prison because I'm going to carry more than 10 rounds, because I'm sure my wife would appreciate that, and so would my 2 kids. It's like, let's be real. Let's stop being idiots to other people who are gun owners and start supporting everybody, because that's how we win. Oh, you live in Orange. Okay. Yes. See, it's funny, Tugboat, because I'm in Ulster and I'm right on the border of Orange. And I actually grew up in Orange County. Orange County is a little bit different because Orange County used to be worse than Ulster County. And now Ulster County is worse than Orange County. That's funny. Manuel, I actually lived in Florida for a decade. I was a firefighter down there. And I moved back here because my wife wanted to come back for family. What a mistake. Yeah, and then Harry's saying just carry a 10 millimeter, then you won't need 15 rounds. That's true. Absolutely true. Mateo says he carries 22 rounds of 40 or 357 SIG. That's not including the 9 millimeter revolver I carry. But 10 plus one in the gun is more than fine for me these days. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's such a stupid argument. Oh, you need 10 rounds aren't enough. What do you guys like? Seriously, all the people out there that say that, what do you think you're going into? I mean, if you really want to go into combat, join the military because in all likelihood, you're not going to need more rounds than what you can carry on your person. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to lie and say that I am, but I feel that 30 rounds is just plenty. Just plenty. So we'll see. I have to put it in my brain because I don't know if you guys are not aware or not, but I don't edit anything. The only thing I do is I put the 1776 sign, the music, and then I'll either if I have to splice something and do the little fade ins and fade outs, but I don't edit. So I usually shoot it, the video, and I just talk. I don't have a script. I just do it off the cuff. That's why most of the time they suck, but at the same time, it saves me time. Let's see. The arms been saying he carries a Glock with a 100-round drum. That'd be pretty sweet. I'd like to try that. Harry's also saying 3 meth heads. It's never the meth heads that make me worried. It's usually the junkies who are on speed or some sort of amphetamine. The meth heads are usually just gorked out of their friggin' minds and they're scratching their skin off. So they're usually not a problem. Yeah, yeah. Mateo's saying, yeah, I know. Yep, yippee ki Mateo. Absolutely. So Tugboat saying he goes to master class. That's where I shoot. I shoot in the dungeon, man. It's like a dungeon there. I did the one over in Davis and Goshen, but 3 rounds per magazine just was like I can't shoot there. That's ridiculous. Steve's saying I'm right on the rounds. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just tired of hearing people bitch about it. Because I carry 10 rounds and I'm following the law, it doesn't mean I'm not a lover of the Constitution or not a patriot to my country. I just don't want to go to jail, guys. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to have a bunkmate. I like living in my house. I like seeing my kids grow up, that kind of stuff, man. So sorry. And then carry my revolver saying he's got magazines everywhere. And that's one of the things I was always big on the Glocks. And that's why I had a 17, 19, and 26 because everything was usable. Same thing with the Smith and Wessons right now. I think I have like 10 magazines and I can switch back and forth between compact and the 4.25 inch. So I am definitely going back towards Glock. And I think that's why I'm leaving this because while this isn't ergonomically great and it shoots flat, and it's pretty, and it says CZ, it's hard to beat the Glock. I mean, it just is. It really is. And then Armsman is saying I should not be limited. You're right, but the manufacturers also make 10-round mags now too. So, I mean, I get it. I understand it. Believe me, I'd love to see them change the law because it makes no sense. But, unfortunately, we're bound by those laws. And for those of you who say it's anti-American, I mean, if anything, when you don't follow laws, that to me is more anti-American. And don't get me wrong, there are some unjust laws, but we have ways to deal with those unjust laws. And it doesn't mean bloodshed. It doesn't mean killing people. It means, doing what needs to be done politically first and, kind of using all your resources at your disposal at that time. And then if that doesn't work, well, then obviously we have in the system a way to revolt against the sitting government. I mean, that's just a part of the Constitution. That's a part of who we are as a nation and who we were. So, at least that's my belief on it. KS is bragging that he said Glock all day long. Okay, so KS, Glock 19, CZP-10C. Which do you choose? And if you say Glock, you're a liar. That's funny. So yeah, I got the 19X coming in, and I think I'm gonna buy a 19, another Glock 19, but I just don't know which one yet. Yeah, and you know what, Gerald? There's no shame in that. If that's what you mostly own, why would you change? Why would you go to a different, unless it's something that really intrigues you, like there's certain guns for me that I've bought that have just really been to see what they're about. And then but they're not a mainstay, like there's certain guns that I have in here that are absolute musts, like the M&P series right now, the 2.0s for me, they're a must. The compact and the full size are excellent handguns. I've had zero problems with them. So for me, they're going to be keepers. My PPQ, just that damn thing is flawless. Never an issue with that gun. So that's a keeper. So there are some guns that will come and some guns that will go. And then there's some that just will permanently stay because they just, like you said, or whoever said that before, they just work. And it seems like the Glocks tend to be that all the time. Let's see. So CW Hunter saying Larry Vickers has a new Wilson Combat Gen 5. Wow. I wonder what that's going for. Yeah, and then Revolver saying he loves the P07, but the magazines are expensive. And that's a whole nother thing too. Like a lot of you guys with the P365s, and I'm sorry I'm bashing it again, but those damn magazines are expensive. I mean, you can find Shield magazines online for 20 to $25, depending on where you go. So but to each their own, whatever you guys like. And Buds is selling PBQs for veterans for $400 new. That's a great deal. And I would highly recommend, if any of you are PPQ lovers out there, highly recommend that Apex flat face trigger. And again, I get a lot of grief for those Apex triggers saying, oh, it reduces the pull and blah, blah, blah. I'll be honest with you, there's not a huge reduction for the PPQ. Holy shit. There's not a lot of reduction in the trigger pull for the PPQ, but the reset is so much improved because you don't have that super positive reset. It's a very positive reset with the Apex, but it's so much more controllable, and I would highly recommend that as an upgrade. That's a must upgrade for the PPQ. It makes it that much better of a handgun. Yeah, so Mateo's saying 26 is only 0.18 inches wider, but the same height and length. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's weird. I didn't realize that. What's up, music? Armsman saying the Shield is definitely hard to beat. I do. I think they did a great job with that gun. Show just saying, is PPQ really that good at $400? Look, I will tell you that I have run 3 VP9s. I've had 3 P320s, way too many Glocks for any human being to own. I've had 3 P10s, and that PPQ is just a damn good shooting handgun. And it is one of the most reliable guns that I've ever owned. So for $400, I would buy one. And it's not everybody's favorite handgun because it does sit a little bit higher, so you get a little bit more felt recoil. But you know what? Go to the range, shoot a shitload of ammo through it, and work on your grip, and you'll be fine. All right, guys. So I'm going to go one more minute, and then we'll see. We'll say our goodbyes. Music saying PPQ, easy peasy trigger. It is a great trigger. The Apex trigger is a million times better on that gun. Trust me. And I've been looking at a 5-inch PPQ, actually. I have been looking at it. And Mile High is saying he should not get rid of his 5-inch version. I wouldn't. I mean, that's one of the one guns that has sat with me forever. That's that's a gun that I've owned for a long time. I would never get rid of it either. All right, guys. So we're gonna head out of here. I appreciate everybody who showed up. Again, it was just me to say hello, and I'm still alive. You know, I'm glad you guys came in, and gals and everybody else. Um, you know, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you know anybody who wants to be bored out of their mind, tell them to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you all standing here and just kind of having a chat with me tonight, man, and appreciate you being here. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Hopefully your health is good and you're being good out there and staying safe. And really quick music, you're asking me if any guns coming up. The 19X is coming up, and then I'm looking at a couple of other things, but I gotta somehow make some extra cash. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Rob a bank, maybe? Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. You know, I'll do as much as I can for as long as I can until it's time to ride off into the sunset, so to speak. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll probably put out a video this weekend. Again, if you haven't subscribed to all the people who have channels on the side chat, please do so. Some great people out there. It's a great community. And just be safe, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. And as always, freedom is never free.